Hi guys, it's Sam from Creatively Sam's, and today I'm joining Hillary from Old World Home for the $5 Goodwill Challenge Fall 2019 edition. I'll be putting a link to Hillary's page down below, as well as a link to the playlist as soon as it's available. This is what I found at Goodwill. I found a pair of wooden candle holders for $2.99. Watch me take these from this to this. You want to see how I did this? Stay tuned. It's coming up next. I found these candlesticks at Goodwill for $2.99 for the pair. And, I mean, they're really nice and they're in good shape. And I wanted them to make more of a statement. So, I went through my stash and I found this piece of wood, and this is a Dollar Tree vase that I've had it forever, and I've painted it with a copper spray paint. And I've got a couple of candles that I had gotten at Goodwill. They're originally from Trader Joe's. And they don't match in color. It's hard to see, but I'm going to take care of that because I got out my Delta candle and soap painting medium and my Folk Art metallic copper. The first thing I'm going to do is give this a coat of brown, and once that dries, then I'm going to add a little copper to just about everything. And then while that's drying, I'm going to work on the candles. And the shade of brown that I'm using is Apple Barrel's Melted Chocolate. And I've used this in the past for other projects, and I really like this shade. So I'm going to give it one, maybe two coats, whatever it takes to completely cover it, and we'll be back. Okay, this took 2 coats of the brown, and now I'm going to get started on the candles. I'm going to mix equal parts of the candle medium and the copper paint, and then I'm going to clean these with alcohol before I paint them. Okay, I've got, I don't know if you can see, but I just put some of the candle medium and the paint down so that it looks like it's just about even. And I'm just going to stir this all up using the paintbrush that I'm going to be using on the candles. And the alcohol, I'm just spraying on here. And clean it off. And I always keep this little Dollar Tree bottle filled with alcohol, because it's amazing how many times I end up having to use it. Instead of getting out a big container, I have it right here. Okay. I'm going to paint the bottom on one side. And this is going to take a while because when it dries, then I can turn it and do more. And I know you've seen me paint candles before. And we'll be back after I'm done. And there's the candles with one coat. You can see in spots it's going to definitely need a second coat. So, we'll be back. While the candles are drying with their second coat, I found this. This was a bamboo piece that went to a plant that my husband had gotten for me couple years ago, and it's weathered, and I kind of like the way it looks, but I think I'm going to paint it brown to go with this. So we'll be back. Well, I got everything drying, and that seems to be the hardest part of this entire project, is waiting for paint to dry. And we'll be back after everything is dry. Okay, this is finally dry. So what I'm going to do is put a piece of Floral Foam that I got at the Dollar Tree down in the bottom of the vase, just to hold this. And I don't have to glue it or anything, it's fitting in there nice and tight. Okay, I'll get that out of the way for right this minute, and you can see the difference that this paint is compared to Rust-Oleum. I'm going to add this metallic copper to go with these candles. And that's with 2 coats, and I think that turned out pretty nice. I'll put those aside. And I have a sponge that I'm going to wet. Okay, I have my sponge dampened, and I'm just going to dip it into the copper, and I'm just going to dab around on the bamboo and on the vase, and it's just going to bring this brighter copper color into this. And then after I get done with this, I'm going to add a little bit of the copper to that. So I'll be back when I'm done. Okay, I've got the copper on that, and I've sponged it on the wood, and I put it on the brass part of the candlesticks. And I'm getting ready to put this together now. It's not going to be easy for me to get this all in, but I'm going to do my best. This is the leftover garland that I had from Walmart, from my Walmart haul. And I'm just going to tuck this in. And around. Now I'll try and get a little bit more up on the top. I have some of these picks that I had gotten on that same haul. And I'm just going to put a couple in the bottom. And that is definitely going to bring up the bright shiny copper that I put on here into this. And I did get some of the small ones in that haul too. Yeah, I'm going to hot glue this to the sides, and I'm just going to do a couple of these. It's going to bring the copper up a little higher. Okay, I got the leaves and the little pumpkins all glued on or tucked in. And I'm going to give you a little bit of a close-up. Okay. Now to finish it off. And that is a perfect vignette for the area that I have in mind. And there it is, finished. And it's all ready to be put on my table. Easy to do. And it started off with a couple of candle holders from Goodwill. If you like what you saw, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and happy creating, everyone.